What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. So here is the figure, but before we take a look at him, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging here. So I'm obviously not going to be able to fit this big ass box in frame, but coming up front here, you got a nice big old Transformers logo. Studio Series Transformers Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. Nice picture of Prime in his truck mode and in his robot mode. 44 steps, oh my god. On this side, it's just finishing off that picture of Prime. Transformers Studio Series leader class in a bunch of different languages. On this side, Transformers Studio Series, Transformers Age of Extinction, Optimus Prime. Prime again on top. Transformers Age of Extinction, Optimus Prime on the bottom, nothing important. And on the back here, picture of Prime in his robot mode, vehicle mode, holding his sword, stuff down here. And then on the top here, get picture of Prime there from the movie and an Optimus on his Prime right there, and a freaking bio that says Optimus Prime battles lockdown as he is hunted by cemetery wind. Anyway, that is it for his box. So here is the freaking figure, guys. We finally have a proper Studio Series Age of Extinction Optimus Prime, and this guy just looks freaking awesome, you know, like holy moly. So bringing him in closer here so you can see all these nice details. They gave him the flames on his chest. The premiere edition of this Prime from when Age of Extinction came out did not have it. It was just blue and red. It's got so much nice detail just going down him here. The silver here on his shins. Here's the back. He does have a bit of a backpack, but we'll talk about that in a second. A lot of people do complain about like the lack of paint on this guy. It's okay for me. I just wish that he had a little bit more on his face, because like you turn his head a little bit and he just looks solid gray. So like I do wish his face had a little more paint on it, but yeah, oh well. He still looks good. But yeah. Articulation wise, his head can go up, can't go down, can look side to side a little bit, and you can get some tilt in there. His arms, his shoulder pads here are on two joints, so they can go up, and then you can also move them down, so when you want to bring the arm out like so. You do get a swivel at the bicep there, a double jointed elbow right there, which is very tight on my copy, but we love tight joints around here. And his wrists can go in if you want them to, and a swivel there, and he has opening hands, which is freaking awesome. So yeah. His waist, how all this works, you got to lift up all his hip skirts, and then it's right here, so you can just get that moving if you want. But you do have to be careful with the backpack here. You'll probably have to undo this if you want to get a full 360, but yeah, I'm not gonna push my joints because I do want this guy to be in good condition. But his legs can go up that far, can go back that far, out that far. You get a swivel at the thigh, 90 degrees of bend at the knee. His toes can go down, and his heel spur can go down due to transformation, and you do get ankle tilt, so that is nice. So speaking of all the kibble on him, the backpack, yes, it is there. It doesn't really bug me that much because I feel like it kind of fills him out, because you can remove it. So if you undo these two side panels here, and yeah, oh, his chest came undone. So if you undo those side panels here and then you bring this up, there's a mushroom peg under here, and you can just slide this off. So that entire section does come off, and then you could just like tuck this away, and that does make him a little more streamlined, look a little nicer. But my thing is, you do that, and then the kibble on his legs, because it's a little bit sticks out just a little bit too much for me if with the backpack removed. So I think having him with the backpack on is the better choice to do. But yeah, it does look cool back here though. It does look cool without the backpack, but at the same time, I do prefer him to have this on. So Okay, so from that clip to this one, it's been like 10 hours because I had to leave and not be home for like the whole day. And I thought I would have enough time before I left to shoot this review, but turns out I didn't. So anyway, we're just gonna finish it now at fucking 9 p.m. at night. Literally an hour before I have to go to bed because I have school tomorrow. And it's finals week. And I don't want to go to school tomorrow because I have to say bye to all my senior friends, and that's gonna suck. But hey, Optimus Prime. I'm so sorry. That was like really random. I checked back. I brought him with me when I left because I went to my sister's house. I checked back the clip and I realized what I was doing, so I just kind of like had him in the same way. So anyway, like I said, I do prefer to keep this on him because I like the way he looks with it, but it doesn't look too bad. So yeah, I just gotta get that tapped back in there. But yeah, man, I mean, looks wise, this guy looks absolutely freaking phenomenal. I have like no complaints with him. Could some things be better? Yes, of course, always. You know, none of these guys are gonna be 100%, but obviously with all this, this guy, I can tolerate it. So yeah. So now for accessories, he has 4 accessories. One of them is like not technically an accessory, it's more like a storage add-on thing. But for his first accessory, he comes with the Sword of Judgment, if my camera would like to focus on it. You can see there. It's mostly gray with just some reds. I'm gonna move him out the way. It's mostly gray with just some red, little red highlights on it. But and the handle can come off, so that's cool if you want the handle to come off. I don't know why the handle would come off, but yeah, Sword of Judgment. Or I think that's what it's called. I hope it is, because if it's not, but yeah. Does look pretty nice. And he also comes with his shield, and it's same thing. People are complaining about the lack of paint on this thing and the sword, which yeah, I get. I would have liked some blue on the shield, maybe would have been nice, but oh well. But yeah, you can open the shield too, but you do have to remove these side pieces completely. There's just this little peg that goes on the port here, so you just extend that out, and then you can do the same thing with this one to reveal the cannon there, which there was like some kind of double hinge joint or like a slider at least. Oh well, it's still pretty cool. I'm not gonna be mad. At least we got the feature of the shield opening instead of not getting it at all, so that's nice. But yeah, and then we also get his energon blades that he used in the fight with Galvatron before he got him freaking shriveled up in his chest. Yeah, it's just completely silvered out here. It does look pretty nice though, so that is quite cool. And then we get this little brick square thing. I don't even know what the hell you call this. This is just to use to store the sword and the shield on his back, which I'll show you how to do that right now. Camera focus, please. Thank you. On his back here, this little blue bit is just going to flip up, revealing that port right there. And what you can do is you can take this, right? And you can just peg that right there. I'm going to put it at an angle because obviously that would make more sense. Then you can take the sword and you can just slide it through that slot, just like so. And then you can take the shield and plug it onto there, so he can store the sword and the shield on his back, just like that, if you want him to. But I think that looks just a tad bit weird, so just gonna remove all that and then hide that port again, because my Prime shall hold his weapons like a warrior, and this thing will now forever go into the accessory bin and never be seen again. I'll show you the energon blade first. So he's got this on both wrists. If you close the wrist and then you bend the wrist down, you can see right here there's a little slot, and then this thing has a tab that this can go into. Or other way, sorry. Just like that. And now he can have his Energon blade, and I think that looks pretty stinking cool. The only thing I do wish is that the tab on this thing just wasn't so far off the actual blade, because when you plug the blade on to his arm, there's a lot of blue left over here, so I kind of wish the silver started at his arm instead of starting at like half the peg here, but whatever, still looks pretty good. I still do quite like the way that looks. Oh my god, why is my camera just like not focusing? I'm sorry, this is like really pissing me off. Oh, don't want to make that. Oh my gosh. Nope. Okay. Okay, whatever. I hope that it looks better. But yeah. So. But now we can take the sword here, and there is just a little bit at the top here that he can grow his hand on, so just put that in his hand and then slide it down. Close that. Just like so. And then just hang on this side, close that up, and tab this in right there. Just like that. So he can have his shield and his sword, just like so. And these, you know, he looks pretty good with them, and I do quite like the way he looks. So, yeah. I'm gonna put him in a pose real quick just because I want to, and he's my copy and he's my figure. So if you don't want me to put him in the pose, then well, suck it. But yeah, I'm gonna put him like this. His arm out just a bit, and then there you go. Yeah. Knight Prime. So now for some quick comparisons. Here he is with the Studio Series Age of Extinction Galvatron. And these two do look quite nice together. In the photo shoot I did for this guy, I had Prime's Energon blade on his arm, and I recreated the whole like drilled into his chest thing. It was pretty cool. Yeah. Here he is with the Studio Series TF1 Optimus Prime. Now I can't actually decide if I like this guy more than this one, even though like by standards I should, but I really like this Optimus. I just don't know if I'm gonna like this Optimus more than this Optimus. You know what I'm saying? So these two are fighting for second place in my Prime collection right now. Who's gonna be the second favorite? One of these two. Yeah. And here he is with my favorite Prime in my entire collection, the Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. If I didn't have this Prime, maybe this guy would be my favorite. Like I said, I'm still deciding between TF1 and this one. But I prefer the way this design of this Prime over this one because more G1 inspired. I'm not a G1er. I just like the way this looks more than this one. This is awesome, don't get me wrong, but I just like that more. So yeah. So there you go. That is pretty much it for his robot mode. So now we shall get into the transformation. So first thing we're going to do, obviously, get rid of all his accessories here. Just remove these. Just like so. And we shall start the transformation. So first thing we're going to do is come back here to his backpack, and we're going to untab these little side pieces there. So untab these. Then we're going to bring up this entire back section like so. And then what you want to do is you want to bring the entire side panels here down. Should get the roof piece out of the way. So bring these entire side panels down, and then make sure that this grill section comes down too. So just bring these down just like so. And then you want to take the grill of the truck here and flip it out. And then take this blue bit right here and collapse it down just like so. And then take this entire section and rotate it around. So then what you want to do, you want to come to his arms here, close the fists, straighten the arm out, and you want to bring them up just like so. This is what I like to do. The instructions don't tell you to bring them up, but I like to bring them up just because they have to go like that anyway. So bring these up, and then you want to come to the chest here, and you're going to undo the chest, and then take these sections with the arms here and just bring them out, and these little sections are going to flatten out just like so. So then you can bring this entire back armature section here out just like that, and then you can bring the head or section with the head up here like that, so it looks like that. And then you're going to take this lower bit of his torso here and just flip that in just like that. So now we can come to his hip skirts here, and you want to flip these up, and you're going to untab these blue sections, and these are going to come up and around the chest piece just like so. This is going to start to make the entire truck here. So on this armature here, collapse this backwards just like that, and then you're going to take the grill of the truck here. There are 2 tabs on either side of this that are going to go into slots inside there. So just bring this down, tab those in, just like so, and now you have part of the front of the truck. So now I'm going to show you how to do the arms. So what I like to do is take this panel here, bend it down a bit so that you can get in here and flip out this blue panel, and then straighten these back out again. Then you want to come to the arm here. You want to rotate this section around like so. And then you're going to, on this double, you're going to double bend the shoulder, and there's a little tab here that's going to go in a slot in the arm. So then just collapse that like that. And then the shoulder pads here, there's a slot right here that's going to go into this tab. So just bring this down and then tab that into place there. So the arm should look like this. So do the same thing on this side. Down, flip this out, straighten it back up, rotate the arm, bend this double joint here, and tab in the arm, and then tab in the shoulder panel. So now there are a few things that are going to happen here. The arms are going to come into the center and tab together, and then they're going to hook onto 2 tabs inside the back of the truck here. So bring these 2 sections here together, and then you can see where that tab and slot are. So you just want to tab those together, and then I just push these 2 sections into the cab until they click just like that. So now you have that. Then you want to come to his front hip skirt piece here, and there's a tab right there that's going to go into a slot right there. So just flip that up like so. Then you want to come to his waist here and just rotate the entire thing around. So now for the feet. So what you want to do is you want to come to the heel, bring it up, and then collapse the toes down. Same thing on this side, heel up, collapse the toes down. And then you want to rotate the knees around just like so. And then you want to untab these sections here and bring them up, and then bring these up. Same thing on this side, so untab that, bring these up, and then bring these up. And now we can work on the individual legs. So first thing you want to do is you want to open up this wheel section here, flip this down, take this entire gray section here and bring it out like so. Take this little gray bit here, flip that out, and then you can come back to the wheels here and just bring them up and tab them back in. All right, you want to make sure this gray bit is out of your way. And then you can come up here and you're going to collapse this blue bit down and then flip it up, and then take this blue section here and flip it in just like so. Now you can do the same thing on this side. So open up the wheel well, flip this gray section out, flip out this little gray bit here, flip the wheels back up and tab them in. Collapse blue piece, flip up blue piece, and then fold in other blue piece. And now you can tab together the back sections of the trailer hitch here, and then the feet as well, like so. So that you have something along the lines of this. And then you can just tab in this entire top section here. So make sure you get all that. And now you want to take this section here, bend this back, and then when we bend these sections down here, there's a couple of things that are going to happen. This tab, this slot, this tab, this little opening here, And then these two little tabs are going to go into slots, or like little rivets back here. So bring this down like so. Make sure everything lines up accordingly. And push that down. And there you go. There's that. And then finally, we're going to come to his feet here and just rotate them around. And then this little notch or hook right here is going to go into this slot. And then these two little tabs are going to go into two little slots right there. So just bring that up. You might have to shift it back just a little bit too. So tab that in and then tab that in. Same thing on this side. Rotate the foot around. Shift this down. Tab that in and tab that in. And that should be it for Prime, I believe. Are we finished? Yes, we are. And there you have Optimus Prime in his truck mode. And oh my god, they did such a good job with this truck. And that transformation is so freaking fun. Like, I love it. And it's really clever how they do some of the things too. Like, I really do like it. I like how the feet transform. That's probably like one of my favorite parts. And like getting them all together is pretty cool too. I like how they did the arms too. It's literally like accurate to how he transforms in the movie. It's so cool. You can see even like under here, like where all his stuff ends up. It's so cool, dude. It's so awesome. But yeah, love how this truck looks, and it rolls pretty well. That's nice. It doesn't slide to where it's like doing one of these. It actually rolls pretty nicely. So one issue on mine is that on this side, the roof of the truck here likes to stay in perfectly, but this side just does not want to go down all the way. Do not know why. And then it causes this tab to not want to stay in, and that's pretty annoying. But oh well. It doesn't really ruin the whole look for me. It still looks pretty nice either way. So yeah. I love this truck. It just looks so freaking good. It looks exactly. Okay. I know that Rise of the Beast Prime is my favorite Prime, but in terms of truck modes, I think this one does do the truck better. Purely because of this, like the back. I think I like the cab of Rise of the Beast better with the back of this, because the Rise of the Beast one, you're gonna see when I bring it out for comparison. Just the back section of the trailer, they didn't do it right. I think this guy being leader class price point, they got the engineering and right, because this looks like the back of a truck, and it's even like flat over here. Like, that's so cool. Like, it just looks so clean. The only thing I have one complaint about this. It's not even like that big of a deal, but you see how clean this front section is right here, and then you turn it over here. There's this big ass fucking screw hole. It's really not that big of a deal, but it's just like, it's there and it's so visible. It's lucky, kind of annoying, but oh well. But yeah, you can store all his stuff here. You can put the shield on the trailer hitch if you want, like that, or you can take the little gray bit and stuck that there and then do this. This is the best way I find to store it, is if you put the sword handle down like that, so you can do that and then have that stick out. But nah, I don't like how that looks. Besides, I'm not displaying this guy in his truck mode, even though it's freaking fucking phenomenal. But yeah, it looks really nice. So yeah. So without further ado, for some comparisons, here he is with the Studio Series Age of Extinction Galvatron. He is with the Studio Series TF1 Optimus Prime. Mind you, this is a deluxe Cybertronian Prime, and this is a leader class Earth mode Prime, and obviously the differences here are going to be freaking crazy, but I really am having a hard time deciding who's my favorite between these two. I don't know why, because I like robotic-y looking robots, so like for me, a Cybertronian design like this is like peak. That's why I like the Bumblebee movie concept art Megatron so much. But at the same time, this Prime's engineering, his the way he looks, his transformation, like everything about this guy is good for me. So it's like, it's really hard to differentiate between these two. So it's just, it just sucks. We'll know by the end of the year when I do a list or whatever. or by the middle of the year. So this summer, actually, because I'm gonna do an updated list, like I did last year. Oh. And finally, here he is with the Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime, and oh, this is so tough too. Cause like, man, I'm just now seeing the size difference in the truck mode, so this is kind of crazy. But like, I love the way this cab looks. Like, I love the flatbed trucks, or flat nose, sorry, the flat nose trucks. But at the same time, what the heck is even that? And not even this. What? And then look at this. Like, it's so clean. It's crazy. Like, if this guy had as clean of a truck bed as this would be my favorite. Or it would be like, it wouldn't even be a competition if this guy was my favorite, but it's just like, it's crazy. Because I love this guy's robot mode. Like, this guy's robot mode is perfect. It's just this truck mode, dude. Fuck. Such like, these are two great looking primes, but this one just gets knocked back by this. Obviously, I like this one more, but it's just, my feelings might fluctuate. You never know. So, yeah, there you go. So there you have it. There's the Transformers Studio Series Leader Class Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. One thing I forgot to mention, because of the way the feet transforms, he has like a rotating feet joint. If you want to use that, go ahead. But yeah, so this guy is a phenomenal leader class. Phenomenal robo mode, transformation, vehicle mode, accessories, everything. Just, yeah. Like I said, I have my little nitpicks with him, but he is a phenomenal figure, so, yeah. If you like this video, go and hit that like button down below. If you want to see more from my channel, go and hit that subscribe button down below. Go make sure you hit that bell notification as well, so you get notified anytime I upload a new video. And go watch this unboxing too. It's my longest, or one of my longest unboxings, but I do give some nice commentary, so, yeah. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.